Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Free K-Spot versus Vicious and Delicious. Once again, did not get pulled in, or we're not given the picks and bans for this match. Well, the bans. We have the picks right in front of us, which we are going to run over now. Verbal, would you like to introduce our blue team?
So, blue team coming up from the south in the blue trunks, defending the Titan of Order. We have Free K-Spot. You know the players, but let's introduce the picks. There's two new ones coming onto the field. We have Couple B demoing Thanatos for us today for the first time. We have Full Penetration on his classic Ho Yi teaming up with El Brochacho on the support, Jing Xian. Then we have Motion going as the solo lane, and Odin. That's the first time we've seen Odin today. And then finally we have Mindy Rocks on, once again, on the G.I. Zhong in the mid lane, with a power pot start.
And over on the other side, we have Vicious and Delicious Fatal playing Neath as your Hunter, Metempsychosis being your support, Capri, Ninja Sniper, your mid lane Zeus, Sandwich, your Jungle Circuit, that's right, they let her through, and then Tupac playing a solo lane Nemesis. I don't like it, just roll with it.
I have thoughts about that because I wish we could see bans on the replays, because that would tell a new story, because if they banned...
Oh, nope, okay, bans were
bans.
Hell, Awelish, then Kumba, and Geb, Saul, and Yanis.
I wish we knew what the order of picking... it looks like over in the duo lane, and solo lane fighting at the same time, but over at the duo lane, Full Penetration very, very low. Oh, we almost saw a Gymnast kill there by Fate. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it. But yeah, I wish we saw the order of picking, because if they picked Nemesis... if they picked Odin into Nemesis, or... Sorry, I got my words right. If they picked Nemesis after Odin, that would have been very smart, because as much as Odin can nerf attack speed, the ultimate of Nemesis just shreds his health completely.
Fair enough. I can definitely agree. So, solo lane, just some harassment. Tupac, oh, actually, Tupac may die here. Nope, Motion went going very deep into tower, being forced to back off here, but Motion is definitely winning the trade so far. Though Tupac will be healing up. He's got both multis and regular health pots, so we'll be fine for now. Back to duo lane, the Brochacho getting taken low once again. His aggressive support playstyle not working against a team that has better clear than they do, so it will be interesting to see where things head up. As something else to note, Thanatos did go Bumba's Mask.
There's a reason we bring that up, is because Bumba's Max Thanatos is you don't see that too much. It's
actually we have been seeing
Really?
it more often, because what you're saying is that you're playing as a Thanatos that is looking to fight between minutes 8 and 12, not minutes 0 and 8. Because Bumba's Mask pays for itself and then some over Death's Toll in about 8 minutes, a little bit less actually. So what that means is that Bumba's Mask, the purpose of it is that you want to farm for the first few minutes, maybe get a kill, maybe not. Oh, solo lane though, Motion is incredibly low. Tupac looking for the kill. There'll be minions chasing. Oh, there's the bird shield, or there's the shield, and the leap, and the detonation was mid-air, so he will be all right for now. But as I was saying, this is a Thanatos build that we've seen actually out of Kokobi before, where he's looking to build for the mid to late game actually. So,
That's all. To hear that a mid-late game Thanatos build, that doesn't seem right in my head.
Thanatos's his abilities and his basic scaling cover himself for the early game. And what do we always talk about with Thanatos? Oh, actually, we're going to see First Blood over in the dual lane. Fatal finishing off El Brochacho, Full Penetration. Unfortunately, having to let his support die right there. And mid lane, there's a bit of aggression as well. But really quickly, I'm going to try and get this out before they fight again. The point of Thanatos is, again, early aggression, yes. But what do we always talk about? Is that he falls off too hard late game. Well, if you build him so he doesn't fall off as hard late game, sure, his early game isn't quite as disgustingly dominant, it's still fairly dominant, but he doesn't go, guys, just wait till 25 minutes and then he does absolutely nothing. Then it's, okay, he's still kind of annoying until the very end of the game. So it's,
And of course, he's always got the executes, which against a Kepri is extremely valuable, considering the change. For those of you that don't know, or who just come back to Smite recently, there was a change to the Kepri's Blessing as to where executes can go through the Resurrection and negate it. So you literally cut the soul right out of them. So any kind of Ao Kuang or Thanatos is extremely valuable against the Khepri.
Indeed, and we will see some camps going the way of Free Case, but again, First Blood going the way of Vicious and Delicious. We're going to have to wait and see what happens next here as we do, excuse me, head into our 5-minute mark, picking the first real team fight of the game in just a few moments.
Hang on a second. Are we going to be seeing... yeah, okay, so I'm just pointing out something. So we're seeing Transcendence Neath. That's somewhat typical because she uses a lot of abilities. It's a mana item, less than a damage item. But at the same time, she can heal off of the Unravel pretty nicely, especially off of the Weaves. So now the emphasis goes to full penetration to land the auto attacks extremely reliably, plus ricochets as much as he can, because he isn't going to be able to out-sustain. As weird as that sounds, having no Death's Toll, out-sustaining Soul with Death's Toll, but Neath could do that because of the way it interacts with the Weaves. You gain extra healing that the Weave heals don't stack with the up to 3 restriction on healing that the Unravel has on other targets. So Neath has heavy sustain when she wants to.
Alright, fair enough. Dual lane, my apologies. Full penetration, though, getting in a bit of fight, actually aggressing onto Fatal. Oh, but hello, there's the Hug Bug, and you are regretting that, and Fatal gets another kill.
Oh, he didn't have the ward, did he? No, he didn't.
Ward.
There was no ward.
So,
and
that's just not good.
Yeah, I disagree with there being no ward, especially considering that Metapsychosis was missing for that long. Like, why wasn't there one?
Will be interesting to see what happens here now. As Vicious and Delicious look to invade a bit, again, they've got a fairly decent lead so far, so they might as well continue to press it as well. Not only can they, but they should. And Elbow Chacho in a touch of trouble here. Mono a mono, though Fatal is, well, winning the trade because he should, as it is a Neath versus a support. Mid lane going to see some poke onto Mindy as she does get grabbed there by Metempsychosis. Sandwich getting a good amount of damage off. Actually going to go for it. Ninja Sniper going to drop the ultimate. Thunderstorm going to come down. Mindy Rocks will be able to disengage. But let's
Duo lane
zoning
though.
ultimate.
Fatal is going to get zoned out of existence. Chacho picking up the credit there. Full penetration. Some may particularly call that possible chaos, but, you know, debatable. But looks like over the solo lane, meanwhile, fighting all over the bloody shop. Oh no! Tupac was locked in, but no credit given. That's a positive trade.
Assist did go to Odin.
Ah, okay, but he doesn't get the kill credit. He only gets the assist credit. So that's a decent trade, considering that now Vicious and Delicious' minions are pushing up. But back over to the mid lane, even more fighting!
Indeed. Though I think this fight should be a disengage at this point. Full Pen and Kopabe going to take the left side mid camps, though actually Kopabe looking for a fight now. There's the Mark of the Golden Crow onto 1, but oh, never mind, now they're into a good Whirlwind onto 2, but there's Mindy's ultimate as well, but Sandwich will be able to just leap right away and be alright for now. Metempsychosis is getting taken fairly low, but will be able to disengage. Not actually sitting in ultimate range of Kopabe just yet. Though Kopabe's ult also is down for 14 seconds.
Now, one thing that I'd like to point out is the Kopabe ultimate is going to be very crucial here. I've been watching him. He's missed only one ultimate. He's hit all the others that he's done. But at the same time, the longer we get into this game, the more effective that's going to be, because Vicious and Delicious don't have that much tankiness, and while that would be ideal for an execute-based thing where, you know, more health to get rid of, you know, getting rid of 1600 health instantly is always a nice thing. Oh, actually, we'll talk about the second over the solo lane here. Motion getting injected with poison into his veins and getting slapped around there by multiple different blades. Down comes the cage, he's trying to keep himself, he's juking like a champion. There comes the bird shield. He is going to get taken out. Unfortunately, tower will not help. Nice use of the dash to get there and put the tower onto Sandwich.
Very sloppy from Vicious and Delicious. They should have used that Nemesis ult at the beginning of the fight. Just go ahead and commit it. As Shadow Boy likes to say, cooldowns are meant to be used. Use the ability. Get the kill. Don't risk your death. They both could have died there, as they got pulled under tower very heavily, but using that Nemesis ult earlier, the point of her ultimate, again, I'm going to read it, I'm going to go actually over to Tupac and read it word for word here. Nemesis chooses a single enemy god, reducing their health and movement speed and stealing a portion of their protections for a time period. Her movement speed is also increased during this time. And the damage is currently 30% of current HP, meaning that Tupac ulting at the beginning when Motion is at 100% health does 30% of his health compared to ulting him when he's at 10%, which then does only 3% of his total health. So there's a drastic amount different there, and just go ahead and use it at the beginning of the fight. Don't use it at the very end as a way to try and finish, because it's physically impossible to actually kill somebody with the ultimate. It's a setup tool, it's not a finisher tool.
It's a lot of these percentage health maneuvers. I'll be honest, I play many support, I play a lot of Get, but I've still fallen into the trap of, oh, I'm going to kill someone with the Cataclysm, wait a minute, oh, it's percentage health. Damn it! So, with a lot of those abilities, especially considering how many stats you gain off of the Final Judgment, just pop it at the beginning is never a bad thing. What other abilities, maybe you want to save it, you know, like the Ra Snipe, you want to save it for the end, but looks like Motion gonna look to try and counter-initiate. Inspiration Delicious will be going in. Down comes the Thunderstorm. You see, nice use of the Whirlwind is gonna push Metapsychosis to pop the ultimate. Looks like the the execution doesn't land, but full penetration over at the top of the lane off screen is gonna find Sandwich. And with that, Cobblebee is gonna pick up a kill onto Sir Kent. Full penetration picks up Metapsychosis. Actually, I will take that back. Phantom's got the kill to the Zeus, and now Tupac is in the middle of a rock and a hard place. Fatal is going to get picked up by full penetration with use of the extra power off of the Crow that actually affects abilities as well as basic attacks. And now free K Spot are going to be looking for a free K Tower.
Indeed, and now we will see free K Spot sitting out a very big lead, 6-4 now in their favor. Very, very good fight for them. They should be able to do the Gold Fury as well. Full penetration can tank this relatively nicely, sitting on a Death Toll and a Soul Eater. I like the usage of the body block there, trying to slow down the Gold Fury. Should be able to clear it. They've got, yep, there we go, it does fall as Sandvich shows up, and they still had a Bird Bomb that they could have used as well. So now, again, just rotations, and farming. Free K Spot, let's take a look at the graphs really quickly, have pulled the game into their lead very drastically, going from, over the last 6 minutes, from a peak of 2,500 experience now to 3,300, and pulling from just only 2 minutes ago from about 1,000 gold to 2,300 in their favor. So Free K Spot are starting to bring this house down, though they did just lose the first tower of the game.
Yeah, Vicious and Delicious immediately trying to pull a tower back in their favor, and the graph immediately dips back down. And they have the potential to go swipe a good few camps because Tupac is near their camp. And actually, the rest of Vicious and Delicious, if they can get out of this fight clean in the mid, which they will, there won't even be a fight. We do see that Fatal has pushed his wave up. That's going to be some free damage going towards that tower, and every little bit of poke helps, because those towers only have 2,000 HP, I believe, which that gets burned through pretty quickly towards around the 15-minute mark or so. And Vicious and Delicious are going to want to try and bring that lead back in their favor via these tower killing, but looks like there's a fight about to begin.
Indeed, we're going to see a good engagement coming out here from Free K Spot. However, good re-engage with the Vicious Delicious. Sandwich going to get one. Kobe, however, is going to technically finish off Ninja Sniper, even though he is dead. So that is a death from beyond the Grave River. Tupac now going on to Mindy, and Fatal will actually pop the ultimate there to finish him off there with that World Weaver. Top side of the engagement, we are going to see two very low up against Motion, and Motion needs to start kiting, though, because he is still fighting multiple targets at once. Odin needs to be very, very careful. Going to see the ultimate from Metapsychosis going to go on to Sandwich. Sandwich going to disengage. Metapsychosis is going to be the one to get credited with the kill up against Motion. And we will see El Brochacho in the mid lane trying to push, and a successful split push by full penetration over in the duo lane as he takes his team's second tower of the day.
He has got so much farm for just staying in this lane and farming. He's going to be able to outduel Fatal easily, especially with the Mark of the Crow. It's going to be very hard for Fail to actually do anything one-on-one, but the teammates have arrived. That changes the situation. Penetration is trying to get anything. He's using the minions to body block, but there's the ambush that does do damage on landing. Not a lot, but enough to take out the defender of the Earth, Ho Yi. And now Vicious and Delicious are starting to drag the graph back down towards the center median. This fight is still anyone's game right now.
It definitely is still anybody's game. 7 to 8, 14 minutes in. Incredibly, incredibly close, and I am quite enjoying this so far. So it's a very good reason for, sort of why the teams are where they are. Again, top 8 overall, and we're going to see some farming on bottom right-hand side. Again, a little bit too clustered in my opinion. Actually, no, never mind, we're good. I thought they were going to farm 4 members. Oh, there we go. Going to see an ultimate coming out from Tupac, trying to get his speed up. I like the decision doing it early, and Circuit's going to come in after the fact. You see tons of ultimate onto Thanatos. Actually, Motion's going to die on the ground. Thanatos in the air is going to come down, but below. You see the ultimate from Kepri onto Sandvich early. Kobe going to be able to get up the backside of that fight. Tupac able to get up the top side as well, and it is a 3 versus 4. Fatal's ultimate was already used, so that is something to keep in mind as well. This may be the second tower falling on the side of Free K, but the second tower being killed by... Yep, ooh, this is very aggressive coming out from Fatal, but he's full health. Oh, hello, here comes Sandvich on the bottom. Sandvich takes up Kokobi, and now Elbro Chacho going to fall as well to Sandvich, and Fatal going to finish off Mindy, and now Full Pen a little bit too late to save his team or his tower.
Yep, that is going to be going in the way of Vicious and Delicious. They are in the lead when it comes to these towers right now. Yes, the left side was split pushed, but now they have a concentrated demolition crew at their disposal. They have the worker force coming in. They're going to be able to push this pretty heavily. Motion can only really do so much. He has that cage, but at the same time, Metapsychosis could try and save him with the damage reduction, but unfortunately it's not enough. Penetration could shoot through the cage, pick up the kill. Sandvich injecting poison into Odin's veins. He is going to be sent back to Valhalla most likely. Yeah, there we go. The poison spreads to the minis. If they die, it will explode onto the rest of the team, so you've got to be wary of that. That's why the Circuit combo is so effective if you've seen that occasionally. Cosby going in, Cobb be going in. He's looking for something but won't find it. But yeah, back onto that side point. I do love seeing Kumbhakana, Circuit, or anything that can interact with minions, because then you get those toxic grenades, and that can always cause havoc, and it's delightful to watch.
It is quite delightful to watch, and so we will be seeing Vicious and Delicious starting to pull ahead here just a little bit, exposing the first Phoenix of the game. And that is huge. Again, just that weighing on your mind that you can't just, okay, we can fall back to a tower. No, you can't fall back on a tower. You've got to fall back to your Phoenix. Oh, wait, we lose our Phoenix. You've got just your Titan, and then Fire Minions show up. So you need to be very, very careful. Again, only 1 Gold Fury has gone so far, and it has gone the way of the K-Spot. So that is something that Vicious and Delicious will probably be looking to do, is to get their first Gold Fury of the game. Though mid-camp's currently being contested, Kopabi will take the left camp with a bit of help from Brochacho.
Yeah, they're going to be able to grab that. Let's have a look at the graphs right now after that extended engagement. And, yep, see, now the graphs are back into the red side of the median. 3,000 XP, 1.9k, basically 2,000 gold, in favor of Vicious and Delicious. But now Free K-Spot, they do have presence around. They don't have the ward presence near the objectives as much as Vicious and Delicious. Vicious have double sentry wards on the Gold Fury, triple actually now, and they have the 2 regular wards around the Fire Giant in case Free K-Spot decides to do something a bit sneaky. But Free K-Spot are perfectly capable of pulling this back. We've seen them do it before in previous weeks.
Indeed. So, 18 minutes in. Again, we're starting to get to the point of no return. It is certainly possible for Free K-Spot to come back. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, Vicious and Delicious starting to pull ahead in certain areas. Again, Hunter's actually behind, but everywhere else is holding a reasonable lead. So that's pretty significant. Whirlwind Blade Steel onto 1. Metempsychosis may fall here. Nope, is going to be able to ult himself and disengage. He will, in fact, die, which will reset his health bar quite nicely. But he's executable now, and he may fall. Oh, there's a double execute right there by Kobe. Beautifully done by him. Bottom side, though, Elbro Chacho is in a bit of trouble, as is Mindy. But no, actually, they're going to turn that around onto Tupac. Tupac trying to find something, can't quite get the slap there with the slice and dice onto Mindy, and Tupac needs to try and find a way out of there.
He's
Actually
healing
going
off
to
of the
heal up quite nicely
redemption
off
shield.
of that shield, that Retribution shield, and Tupac is going to fall to Kopabi there. It's a killing spree for Kopabi, and this is what I was talking about before. Thanatos going for a mid-game build, recognizing that farm is incredibly important in this meta, meaning that the Bumbas is just oh so valuable, even if a lot of people don't like it as an item.
Yeah, I understand that now. Looking at this, I'm very used to the, or at least I'm very used to seeing the Death's Toll pre-50 minutes, and now Thanatos is 7-0. But seeing this, you get the true damage. That's something which, it's an extra 10% true damage on... Oh, it's only against sugar caps, I actually take that back. It's not against people, but still, you're basically doing true damage with the Death Sight because it's just so much combined with HP damage against gods. It feels like it's doing true damage, and with the mid-game build, he has paid off the Jotun's Wrath. He's building Breastplate. I imagine that's gonna... I'm gonna do 50-50. I'm gonna say that's Mail of Renewal. I'm probably wrong. But, he could go Breastplate. It's more
Mail of
like...
Renewal already.
Okay, it's Mail. It's Mail. He's gonna get the extra protections off that. I imagine that he's going to be going for something like either... He's going to go one of two ways. Frostbound or Keensight, but considering that the amount of health that's currently being built by Vicious and Delicious, we see the Soul Eater... Oh, sorry, excuse my phone. But Soul Eater, they do have extra health on that. We do see the high health on Metapsychosis. He's able to do more work with that because of it, so let's see how he actually builds.
It'll be interesting to see what he does here. Gonna go and try and steal away this camp. Does at least provide some zoning on it. And again, we're at a very, very close point in the game. It's 21 minutes in. We're actually surprisingly low on farm right now. Just because, again, slow on the Gold Furies overall. Sitting at 3 items completed on most members of Vicious, sitting on 2.5 to 3 items on Free K-Spot. So... Again, surprised that we haven't seen a little bit more farming or a little bit more itemization come out at this point, but the teams have been focusing on scrapping. We are at 24 kills in 21 minutes.
Yeah, and with that, the amount of scrappiness and the evenness of this game, I can't wait to see what's going to happen around Fire Giant, because there's not really been any big Fire Giant contestants yet, because neither team's been able to pull enough of an advantage for long enough that when the inevitable Fire Giant contestation happens, that's probably going to dictate at least a Phoenix going down, in my opinion.
It'll be interesting to see. We are going to see playing in there from Borchacho. Borchacho being very aggressive, as is the Odin Cage. Odin Cage onto several, but there is the Zeus ultimate on the backside, and just Sniper doing a good job of kiting, and he is going to die. Doesn't matter. Oh, but Kobe will die. Or no, Kobe... Oh, just full penetration out there, my apologies. Bendy Rocks will fall to Sandwich as well, though. And now we're going to see the ultimate coming out there from Tupac on to Kopabi. Kopabi is in trouble now. Body blocks just a bit, and we will see Sandwich getting aggressive. Good attempt to disengage by Brochacho, but Sandwich will kill him with a leap, actually. And then we will see the run away coming out from... Actually, Metapsychosis is getting aggressive on Brochacho, excuse me. But we do see Neath continuing to split push over in the dual lane. We will see this fight continue. Looking back at the top side of this engagement, 1 versus 2, now 2 versus none as he does die, and we will see Fatal taking down the Phoenix, and he is level 19, sitting very pretty on that 4 members of Vicious and Delicious left. That was a 4 versus 5 over into the solo lane. Xing Chen, the only one to survive. If they were higher health, they could do the Fire Giant right now, but they're a little bit too low.
Yeah, they don't have a healer, so it's better, they've got the Phoenix, they've just got a really good fight, they're going to be able to get premium ward positioning around the Fire Giant pit area, so, take that, go back, go buy your items. We're starting to see the Fate Atlases being built, Deathbringers being built. We do see that Tupac has got the Frostbound. He's going to be building into the Adventurer's Blade, which, thank God, has its own icon now. Thank you, praise Pompon. That's going to be going into the Wink Blade. And I want to see how this works going into the fight, considering that Tupac is basically just going to be flipping the bird towards any slows that K-Spot can conjure up, which is significant. They've got each person on that team can conjure up a slow if they want.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Excuse me. As time does go on, as I lose my mouse for a moment, But again, well, completely in Vicious and Delicious's court right now. They're sitting 3.6k gold, 5k experience in the lead. Nobody's level 20 yet, so that is a raw level advantage right now. And this is pretty significant. Itemization as well is huge. Fatalis completed on Neith, so she can kite quite well. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised to not see her go into any crit. And I don't know what I would see for her last item, but she's got plenty of options that are not crit. You know, go for an Aussie for level lifesteal, go for Bloodforge even for a little more power. Crit is good, but getting just a rage isn't great.
We could see, because I imagine that Fatal's going to sell the Transcendence, because once you get to the next time online, if it's a rage, she's going to go for the traditional-ish Hunter build, but, you know, instead of going for the Fatalis instead of a Nikivar. If she doesn't, she's going for the old-school Unicorn build from back in the beginning of Season 2. So, this next build choice is going to cement what she's going to do, and as a Neith, that is very crucial considering that your abilities matter less and less the longer the game goes on, so your auto attacks need to count, and the amount of protection that 3k spot is going, a full pen build isn't necessarily out of the question.
Yeah, no, and I actually disagree with the option to sell Transcendence, just because it actually gives a fair amount of power.
Oh, fighting.
Dual lane, not dual lane, but left side of this fight, Ninja Sniper is in some trouble, trying to, oh no, he is going to die, they waited until after that was done. Kofi gonna get that kill onto him, Kofi gonna get a double kill very quickly, and there's the Odin Ring as well onto Tupac. Tupac is in trouble, trying to kite best he can, but he is going to fall as well there to full penetration, and that is huge. Kofi going up into the air, gonna come down onto Fatal. Now, there we go, oh, resume time to Aegis is good. Fatal will still fall, anyways, it's double kill for full pen. And now they are going to push the mid lane in here, and then I would not be surprised to see them go for the Titan, pushing the Fire Giant. Though they do have Odin being forced to handle with those the fire minions that are streaming into their base. Their Order Titan is currently 7,600. Their Order Titan is almost half the health of the Gold Fury or the Fire Giant. Gold Fury sitting at 13,000.
The fire minions are so powerful when left unchecked, which is why that split push is so nice. It denies any kind of extra damage that motion can bring to this fight, which is going to allow Vicious to defend nicely. If they had the Odin, they probably would have got that Phoenix. I would put imaginary Monopoly money on, but because he wasn't there, they are forced to go back. And now Vicious and Delicious, they're able to regroup, re-rally, teleport coming out by Tupac. He finds Kobobi, but doesn't find the kill. He's forced to go up here. He might try and go for a turnaround here, or just a retreat. He's gonna go down, finds Metapsychosis. Unfortunately for him, he didn't know about that. There was some miscommunication. Sandwich is going to eat up Kobobi. And now, that's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. Vicious and Delicious, though, managing to get rid of the only thing that can chew through Kepri's res, but it doesn't matter because Kepri's dead! So, around this fire giant fight, this is going to be interesting.
Full penetration and a lot of trouble, 2 versus 1. They're going very, very good fun. Who's going to use a Sunbreaker? There's the ultimate coming out from Tupac. Sandwich going to finish him off. There is the Odin Ring. They are in a bit of trouble, but 3 versus 1. Motion needs to be careful, and he will survive for now as Vicious and Delicious do disengage, while we see Fatal again poking out the Fire Giant, but as a Neith doesn't have quite the steroids to finish it off herself. Also, would like to point out, as this is the 5th game out of 6, and we've only seen one Guan Yu.
I'm losing my bet.
I win.
Horribly.
Also, another note, we did also see the Phoenix on the left side fall to fire minions once again.
Push.
There was not enough attention paid to it by free K-Spot. So that is something very important that they needed to keep an eye out for. They pushed it up, they pushed it up enough, and they didn't. So
Fatal has just opened up a wound that they haven't been able to, or haven't band-aided. As long as they can just keep
they band-aided it. It's just the band-aid got ripped off by the fire minions. So it's like they didn't put any Neosporin on it and it got infected.
They need someone there to just keep an eye on it, because until the last fire minion wave is taken out, that Phoenix is going to get taken out. Like we saw, one wave of fire minions will 100-0 a freshly born Phoenix extremely easily. And now because of that, it's on the opposite end of the map, which is perfect for Vicious, because Vicious now have the choice of going, okay, Fire Giant is going to be happening. Do we go for maybe a second push to try and force them back, or do we just go for a full Fire Giant, fight or bait, and then hope the minions do the rest?
Yeah, but something else to note, though, is we did just see Zeus taking down the Gold Fury over at the 28-minute mark or so. So, again, other things to note is that this is continuing to go in favor of Vicious and Delicious. They're tripping away right now. You know, the last fight that was won was at the 25-minute mark. That was won by Free K-Spot, but after that, it's been just completely in favor. Oh, actually,
engagement.
Hang on. Kobe is in some trouble.
He is
gonna
supposed to go
up
into
into
the air, and he might find an execute if Sandwich isn't careful. You can see Sandwich gets dropped out.
Oh,
he waited exactly. That was the end of the duration. Gets dragged back into the lightning storm. That's not going to feel good. Tupac picks up Minty Rocks. And with the Kepriel, that's going to resurrect Zeus inside the cage. Motion is forced to retreat. Ninja Sniper is on his tail. Albro Chacho is going to get spochoed. No, he actually lives. They can
Chacho is not
targets.
the point here. He's low enough that he's not a problem. Fatal is going to lose to full penetration. They're going to come over to full pen now. Full pen going to disengage off the bottom side. But Momentum Psychosis looking for it. Tupac going to dive a bit. There's going to be some... Oh, there we go. They're going to pull onto him, and full pen is going to die. Momentum Psychosis will fall to the tower. But at the same time, they're pushing in here so hard that they are forcing El Brochacho to try and come to them. But the Titan is down to 5,000 health and falling. 5,300 and continuing to drop. So that means that El Brochacho has to do the best he can as a support Xing Chen to clear out this camp, or excuse me, this wave, which he does, but there's another one already here, and he can't defend his mid Phoenix either. We are going to see Vicious and Delicious back, but there is so much damage coming down from Vicious and Delicious that Free K-Spot cannot leave their Titan's base, as the Titan is sitting at 4,400 health. That is ridiculously low. Not only is it under half, but it is literally less than half. If we look again, I actually believe it's less than a third now. It is less than a third of the Fire Giant's health. The Fire Giant is 12,000, and it is only 4,000.
Yeah, at this point, one good engagement is enough. You know, the amount of damage Fatal is pumping out, if we hit 4 and have a look at player damage, you know, right now, Ninja Sniper, 27k damage. Tupac is doing a lot of damage as well because of his ultimate. And then Fatal is, with going for the Unicorn-style build, full penetration. He's got the Titan's Bane online. He's going to be able to shred through the armor that the Phoenix is
giving.
Full
penetration doesn't have the Titan's Bane online. Fatal has the Titan's Bane online. I'm making a joke. Hey, look, do it to me. It's only fair that I play it back to you. That said, we are going to see Fire Giant being worked on by Fatal, Sandwich, and Ninja Sniper while Momentum Psychosis plays Zoning. And the left Phoenix has respawned for Free K-Spot, and we finally do have motion over there handling it. Fire Giant does fall to the members of Vicious and Delicious, it appears. Yes, it does. There we go. I'm sorry, it didn't pop up on my screen. And now we're going to see Full Pen actually doing a good job of dueling Fatal and Ninja Sniper. However, Ninja Sniper that detonated is huge. Momentum Psychosis is going to push up Kobe on the bottom side of that fight. And now Mindy is in trouble. We're going to see the ultimate there coming out from Nemesis. Fatal going to finish off Mindy Rocks there. And El Brochacho is running for his life, but he and Motion are all that stand between 5 members of Vicious and Delicious and the Titan. And now it is just Brochacho, and he is sitting at 570 health. Brochacho's maximum health pool is actually close to what the Titan is about to be at once again. Here goes the Phoenix, and this is going to be mid-Phoenix down and quite possibly game. Nope, they're going to go over and do this left Phoenix once again as they turn and burn the birdie. El Brochacho doing his best to try and slow things down, but his Titan is under attack. Titan sitting at 4,000 and falling fast. Now the Titan is less than Brochacho, so that means they can just finish off Titan very quickly. There you go, GG. Vicious and Delicious take, I believe this was one of a very few number of wins for them, but they take a win nonetheless.
They did lose earlier on in the game. We actually spectated. That was Vicious and Delicious versus Burlymen, I believe. That was the fight where they got ganked really early on when they had a Solazar Hunter, but they will pick up the win here in a extremely back-and-forth game that I couldn't call until towards the very end there, when things really started picking up for them in those fights.
Indeed, this was the first win of today for Vicious and Delicious, so congratulations to them. Condolences to Free K-Spot, but I believe that as that is the last match of theirs that we've covered overall, they are now fairly set for top their group. Yeah, we Resist and Free K-Spot. Yeah, we've finished all of that group. So Resist take first at 18 points. Free K-Spot takes second at 9. Vicious and Delicious get 6 because of that win. So even with that win for Vicious and Delicious, that was not enough. Next will be a match that will determine who takes second, I believe. Yes, this will determine who takes second in Group A. So we will be right back in just a few moments with the last match of the last day of Round Robin, for the Fall 2015 Challengers Cup for North America. Once again, my name is M-Target, joined by Lord WizKid and Verbalocity. We will be back in just a moment with Smite Game and Tier Monsters Challenger Cup North America. Be right back.